Oh wow, I just love it here. All this nature and air, and definitely not something to take for granted. I mean, it would be a darn shame if, I don't know, all the oxygen were to just disappear. I mean, even in the grungiest places on Earth, you can still find oxygen. Man, you'd literally have to go off planet to be able to find a place like that. Welcome to Oxygen Not Included, a game all about managing a colony of clones or duplicates on the interior of an asteroid. Expansion, survival, and escape are the names of the game, but heck, you'll be lucky to do just one: survive. So yeah, my name's Ryeniken, and today I'll be taking a good look at this game and reviewing the different key factors which make the game good, and of course not so good. At the end, I'll also summarize those points and give you my honest opinion of the game, if I enjoyed it or if I did not. So without further avoidance of the slime lung virus, let's get at her. Let's start by looking at the core mechanics of this game: resource management and priority setting. You need to determine through a myriad of indicators what your crew needs to focus their efforts on. At first, it's as simple as some food, some air, some basic sanitary needs. But as you expand and grow, your people require more food, which requires more power, which requires power generation, which requires coal, which requires heat management, which requires more water, which is depleting ever so quickly, which means you need to convert the off-run of polluted water into potable water, but then you got pipes for the water and the wires for the appliances and the lights. Now the wires aren't strong enough to meet your needs, and everything is shorting out and needs replacing, all the while the oxygen is being used, which you require to expand for even more resources, which you can't build things you need in order to survive. I think you get the point. It is a busy game, one which requires planning and trial and error. And there are many things that you won't learn until you've tried out or experimented with them. For example, small wires can be built inside tiles, but large ones cannot. Which means instead of replacing wires with larger ones when they begin to short circuit, you have to remap your entire electrical grid, or your duplicates will constantly repair the wires, draining you of your precious copper ore. And just when you thought it couldn't get more crazy, then you have yourself the wonderful world of other, harder asteroids. Yeah, why play on a relatively simple, predictable map when you can play above a steam vent or a boiling lake of lava? Regardless of your choice, the game mechanics are solid, and while there is a lot to manage, and some things, even after 20 hours of playing, I just do not understand, looking at you, automation circuitry, it's still fun. Have you ever thought to yourself, you know what, I wish video games weren't an escape from stress, and were instead able to increase the rate in which you grow gray hairs? Well, ladies and gentle germs, look no further than this game. While there are occasional moments where you can kick back and relax, the bulk of your time is going to be spent trying to figure out what needs to be done next. Yeah, honestly, if you're looking for a game that doesn't stress you out, this is not the right one for you. It takes a lot of time, planning, practice, and a bit of luck to be able to make a well-oiled machine, and even then, sometimes some things just happen. On the flip side, let's talk about the animation style, the graphical achievements. You know you've made a good game when no single element sticks out and everything flows smoothly. This is exactly what this game does. There is a seamless or low seam transition between different mechanics and movements in the game. The audio is good, albeit a little bit repetitive at the 20th hour, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers though. My only big gripe, though, is there isn't a tutorial that teaches you about specific items and their uses. Automation, for example, still eludes me to this day. I meant to play this game for 8 hours to get a good taste of the game so I could 8-hour review the thing, but I found myself so absorbed in the game's mechanics, learning, micromanaging, and so on, that I legit lost a day to this game. It is fun. Not as fun as the YouTubers like Markiplier make it out to look like, but then again, he could make sitting on a chair and watching paint dry fun. I cannot. With that being said, I'm going to give Oxygen Not Included a score of 265 out of 300. There are very few issues with this game. Clarity on how some things work could have been advantageous, and making a few quality of life choices such as small wires or the chunky wires that can or cannot pass through solid blocks would have been great. because I had already set up some awesome bases and had to basically scrap them because those thick wires need their own space. Anyways, this has been my review of Oxygen Not Included. Please, if you're new here, think about hitting that subscribe button. It really does help the channel out. And if you aren't new here, make sure to leave a comment on what game you'd like to see reviewed next. Thanks for watching, stay trunking my friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!